Hey, what's going on, everybody out there? I'm Pocan Joe, and as always, you're pretty cool for coming by. So, you wonderful weirdos out there, you ain't gonna believe I got a stack of comic books to go over with you, and I have some contest entries I want to share with you. What? You don't know about my contest? It's just the coolest contest out there. But let me get this haul video done. Quick review on some of these books, and we'll just roll right through these really quick. Let's see, we got Shazam. This is number 5 right here. Man, this has been really good. We have a bunch of these Shazam characters, Team Shazam, if you will. We have them in different worlds, right? They've been split up in different worlds in the fun land. We find out it's not so fun underground. We got a game world that's based off of credit, right? Or points, I should say. Points, which could be construed as credit. And then we also got a world of animals. This entire book talks to us about fascism overall and judging people and stuff like that. Really good read. I would pick it up, even though it's kind of cartoony. Some really good points being expressed in this, and I highly recommend it. I've been enjoying it. Symbiote Spider-Man. In this one, we find out just how devious this symbiote alien really is. So what happens in this one? Oh, I'm sorry. This is Symbiote Spider-Man number 2. So what happens in this one? Mysterio's still kind of pissed off at Spider-Man, right? He's a jerk. So he enlists an old stunt friend of his who apparently has superpowers. Didn't bother telling anybody. I think he was calling himself Hard Knocks or Hard Rocks, or it doesn't matter. So Ian and Spider-Man get into this tussle, whatever. He gets Spider-Man down the back, and the symbiote comes off his face into his mouth and expands and blows him up from the inside. Let's think about that. Oh, it was great. Next, I have a bone to pick with the author of this. This New Age Atlas number 1. First off, in the book, there's an analogy that was poorly made in here, and it should be redacted and fixed, because it's not only clerically wrong, it's just absolutely horrible that you should even suggest such a thing. So what we have here is we have an Asian assortment of team members here that are going off. Now, I'll forgive anybody for bad writing, but common errors I generally, especially the one made in this one. So basically what we have here is we have the head of this new agency, and he's trying to explain how everybody's the same. And what he does is he passes a pear around everybody. He says, everybody tell me what this pear is. And of course the people from Korea say it's a Korean pear. The person from China says it's a Chinese pear. And Kamala Khan, why she's even in this thing, I don't know. But she looks at it and says, I picked it up in a Japanese store. It's a Japanese pear. Whatever. No big deal. And to some people, that may be true until you've actually eaten a Japanese pear, a Korean pear, and a Chinese pear. They are completely different. Yes, they're all a pear. I'll give you that. But that's like saying a zebra's just a horse, right? They're very different. And they even taste very different. They even look different. So I don't even know why these people couldn't figure out their own fruits in their land. So why did this bother me? Well, he's making this comparison to just basically say, we're all the same. Well, no, you're not. You're an individual. You have different uniqueness and talents and flaws. And this everybody's the same mentality that we've been getting in these books lately, I've been pointing it out for what it is. It is garbage. And it is not what makes a good team when everybody's the same. I hate you people. I just hate you people. Alright, so Evaders. Hey, this is pretty good. We find out that Namor's kind of a tactician. He understands game theory, I guess is the best way to put it. Sorry for the long pause. I was trying to make it dramatic. And what do I mean by game theory? Well, Namor knows, and he mentions this in the book, that he can't just outright use missiles against the U.S., right? Because then he's the bad guy. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. So what does he do? He launches missiles on himself from the U.S. Navy. It makes it look like it's the U.S. Navy's fault, and then now he can counter-strike. This is a tactic used in game theory called no flies on me. Legitimately, that's what it's called. This way, you always look like the righteous one in battle. Really been liking that. That's an interesting concept with Namor, even though he's super egotistical. Whatever. Let's see here. War of the Realms. I did it. I went ahead and got Mysteries, or Journey into Mysteries #2. I said I was going to drop this book, but I had a hunch maybe something cool would happen in this one. And I was absolutely wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. Nothing exciting happened in this book. It is a child's read, no doubt. I'll give that. I just can't get into this. If you don't know, we've got a bunch of superheroes traveling in a van that's owned by Mr. Wonderful or Wonder Man or whatever he's calling himself these days. It's a boring read. I legitimately fell asleep while I was watching it. While I was reading it. Next, Conan. I want to like this book. I so want to like this book. But please tell me the story about the two kids and the witch and stop giving me flashbacks from... enough of them already. It's done. All right, we got it. He had a long past. Can we please get to the story at hand? Can we do that? Please? Please? We've been waiting. We're at issue 6 now. What's going on? Oh, let's see here. Detective Comics number 3000. We find out in this one we find out who the Arkham Knight is. Apparently, it's a woman, and she's related to the people of, the name Arkham. Dr. Arkham, I believe. So, yeah, nobody still doesn't know who she is. Ta-da! We find out just how deep this cult goes. It's actually something that a lot of the villains are involved with. They're helping marking the new initiates in this one by using, I forget, he keeps wanting to be called Dr. something or other. I think it's Photos or something like that. Anyway, this has actually been a very good detective comic book story. I'm really enjoying this. I like the concept of the Dark Knight and its righteousness, and Batman and it being evil because it's dark. And the contrast of the two when they're actually polar opposites. It's pretty interesting. So, hey, what happens when a bunch of people criticize your comic book writing skills, to the point to where you have to shut down your Twitter, and because you don't really know what you're doing or how to write a comic book? But what you do is you draw to their feels. You actually legitimately put a comic book out there that they can't talk bad about. Well, boys and girls, you're here at Pocan Joe's. Disclaimer, I'm going to tear this book up. And that's this BS Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and the first appearance of Spider-Bite. We've been hearing that, right? That's a huge deal. Well, basically he's a kid with cancer and he's dying. And Spider-Man's giving him his Make-A-Wish thing. And that's okay, right? But the dialogue in this is garbage. People do, again, show me people that talk like this. Just anywhere. They don't talk like this. And it's completely cringeworthy and awkward. I get it, right? You don't want anybody to talk bad about your comic book. So you stuck a dying kid with cancer in it because you wanted to pull at people's heartstrings. And what did you do? You gave us a crap story anyway. You didn't even put any more thought into it than you did any other one. And we're not supposed to be critical of it, I'm sure. You're a garbage human being. All right, next. Captain America. Again, what is going on here? You want a review of this book? Fine. What happened in it? Maybe something? Trust me, I'm a Captain America fan. I'm with you. You're like Joey. Something happened in the book. Okay, the Invisible Woman showed up. Apparently drugged some dude to start a riot. And Captain America's whining. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Coates. Thanks for taking one of the most iconic superheroes. Right up there with Superman. Right up there with Superman, Captain America is. And you reduced it to garbage. Good job. Next, Batman Who Laughs. Now, this has been good. Just some good stuff. We find out that Batman Who Laughs has no problems with hacking off arms from the Court of Owls and pushing a lady in a wheelchair into the mighty abyss. And it was kind of awesome because it was great to see just the self-righteousness of the Court of Owls and their pantering, and not even pantering, acting like they're pantering to the Batman Who Laughs. And Batman Who Laughs says, I just need a favor. Just And then at the end, they're like, what is your favorite? Whatever you wanted, because everybody's in panic because they're dying. And he's like, just wanted to hear you scream. And pushes her right up. Oh, it was so epically awesome. Good bad guy stuff going on in here. Definitely pick it up. Also, Bruce Wayne did some cool stuff too. Batman. We start seeing he's going through that transition right now, or trying to fight the transition from becoming the Batman who laughs. And watching the transition throughout it has been very interesting. Definitely going to go back and take another look at that. Maybe beat that up a little bit. Let's see, what else did we get? Okay, so if you like treasure hunting, right? Especially religious relics like holy ground, stuff like that. This is the book for you. This is actually pretty cool. This is called Afterburn, Afterburn Crossfire. This is number 1. This is actually a fun book. Something happened to the Earth with solar flares, right? That's, you can't think of something, you use some random thing like that. And some of the world's on fire. Okay, and right now there's 2 competing religious figures in the Catholic Church that want to be Pope, and basically they've both come up with whoever has the most relics. I know that sounds weird. I'm not giving it a fair summary here, so don't go by that. So they hire mercenary teams to go pick up all these religious relics, and they're going after the spear, the spear of destiny. You've heard all those stories. This particular team right here is going after that one. They've got another team that's going after it as well. And some Canadians showed up. Why? Because, I don't know, Canadians show up to things. This is actually a good story. Really love the verbiage in it. A lot of banter and ball busting in it. It's pretty good. Hey, if you like barbarian kids, a Bruce Lee type character, it's always spouting off some Eastern philosophy, and then a sexy black female lead with sassiness from the 70s, Bronze Age Boogie's the book for you. It wasn't for me. I wanted to like this book because I really like the idea of the characters coming together, but I just could not get into it. I'm not really sure what the point is, and you get lost in the plot to some degree. And I'm not saying it was a bad read. I may pick up number 3 just to see if the story kind of smooths out, but for the most part, I find it hard to read. Next, Jungle Comics. Man, this is so awkwardly funny. It's the only way I can put it, and it's good. It's a thumbs up for me, right? This is definitely a stash for me. I really enjoyed this. This was a great read. It's funny in its own right. The subtle jokes would land when they need to, and they had tons of action and dinosaurs. I mean, what more do you need? Legit, go get that book. I'll wait. I'm still waiting. Hurry up. Okay, I'm going to move on. All right, Section 0. This is an okay. Again, if you're back to that kind of referencing it to something, if you like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen or something where everybody kind of has an odd thing to them, definitely a cool book. And this one, we find out, let's see, in issue 1, we were introduced to the Bug Kid. Now we find out the Bug Kid can't, when he freaks out or gets scared, that's when he turns into a bug for 24 hours. And he's kind of like a Spider-Man with tentacles, with the extra arms things. What do we really find out in this one? We find out that, their leader, who's a Xavier-type father role model, has another team out there that are just straight man-killing soldiers. Why they exist, we don't know. We also found out that there's portals that randomly pop up, and our female lead, Dr. whatever her name was, the sexy one, gets blasted into the past, right? So she's around dinosaurs. What is with dinosaurs this week? That's weird. All right, so she gets blasted into the past with dinosaurs. Her ex-husband, Mr. Wildman, not even kidding you, is trying to save her now, and a lagoon monster says he once saw one of these portals in a subway in New York, so Wildman's on his way there. I know, that's not a good review. A summary of story, it probably sounds stupid, but it worked. It works because the dialogue and the storytelling in it set a very nice pace for everything. Gunning for Hits. Hey, if you've ever seen one of my haul videos, you've heard me say nothing but good things about this story. This is not an action story. I wouldn't even say it's really a comic book story. Should be on TV, legitimately. It's just a fun read where it talks about the music industry and just how cutthroat it can be at times. We find a kid, he strings himself out on heroin because he's trying to make the next greatest record or CD or whatever. We have an old-time rock star who looks just like David Bowie, who's just sucking up cash right now and putting out garbage. Sound familiar? And all kinds of awkwardness in this. And plus we find out we don't find out, we already knew that our producer guy, if you will, he's kind of a dangerous guy. Like, he has no problems with dropping a body. And to make a record sell better, he's going to drop a body, the singer of a record album. The old guy I mentioned looks like David Bowie. He's contemplating having him dead because it's like John Lennon. When he got shot, his record sales, even though anybody would tell you in the music industry it was a mediocre album, when he died, it just, right? And unfortunately, we got left with Yoko Ono. Why? She was right there. You could have. Okay, moving on. Next, and there has been some talk about how this is pronounced, so I don't want to mispronounce it. So I don't know how to pronounce this. I've heard weird and wired. I don't know why people are saying it either way like that, but that's what you got. This particular story right now was a little slow. We had a character coming out of nowhere. We don't know anything about him. Apparently, there's some cosmic thing going on. This particular issue was just odd. So basically what you're dealing with is a guy who can't die, but sometimes he likes to try to kill himself, I guess, to get his rocks off. I'm assuming. He drinks, he smokes, he does drugs. He's basically Constantine. But I would argue probably a little cooler than Constantine. He's very punk rock, even with the suits on and stuff on and all that. So, yeah. So, contest entries. Hey, let me say thank you to all the people that have entered the contest thus far. If you don't know, I'm having a villains contest. Basically, you can either comment in the entry video, which will be down below. You can also do a video on your own. I would prefer the video. I want to see more videos from all you great people out there. But, whatever is easier for you. And the whole point of this video is to find a villain that you relate to and why. Again, he has to be doing something villainous in a particular story or something along those lines. So an example would be, what's a good example? Let's not overwork pontificate upon the example. Just a villain that you relate to and why. And again, it can't be because he did something good. So like the one time Dr. Doom did something good, that's why I relate to him. No, you got to kind of expose the dark bits of you a little bit. Sorry. That's how the contest rolls down. So right now what we've done already is we got Comic Collector did a video where he kind of shared why he likes Sinestro and how, Sinestro. And kind of how he's kind of ODC about things. And Sinestro is very much an authoritative person, and he could kind of see that in himself. I thought that was a great example in itself. I'll have that description down here below as well. Gray Man commented on Firebug and Bingle. Bingle? I'm not sure who that is. But Firebug I do know. I remember his first issue. Kind of related to that particular character. Stir Fry said Magneto, because he kind of gets how Xavier's everybody lives in harmony theory doesn't work. He kind of agrees with more the Malcolm X or Magneto point of things. I thought that was very interesting. Good job. James Sessions says Thanos because he thinks he's always right. That was a great comment. Also, then on Comic Core on Friday night, they did a show with the panel there, and everybody kind of did their little piece too. They had a guest, Simple Man Comics. If you haven't seen Simple Man Comics, he does great video, by the way. Simple Man's Comics said Wilson Fisk. That was kind of who he relates to. Great Legend said Sandman with a purple shirt because it's that melting into the environment deal. Cat Rand said Catman because from the Batman because of his outrageousness and just silly awkwardness. Let's see here. Drew Manchu said Dr. Doom, diplomatic genius. Kind of went that route with it. Discovery Bay Comics said the Riddler because that kind of lead on of a story. And that kind of fits his show too, the way he kind of relates. That's interesting. I'll have to think about that one. Chad said Superior Spider-Man. Now, I know I should not allow that one, but I'm going to allow it because words, feels, and I like Chad. He's my friend, so it's my contest. And last but not least, Mark, also from Cat Ran Figure Show, said Galactus because he's always eating. Like, seriously, whenever that dude's in a video, he's cramming something in his mouth. It's god awful. So, what do you got to do if you want to join this video or enter this contest? I have some great prizes. Again, the contest rules and everything are in the link down below. But just to give you a quick rundown of it, villain, relate to, why do you relate to him? If you do a video, please show us a comic book with the person in it. If you're going to comment, please comment on the entry video, not just all my random videos that I have out there, because that makes it hard to keep up. So definitely take a look at that. And trust me, take a look at the prizes. They're going to be awesome. I didn't have them in my hand before I did this video. And unfortunately, this is like the second time I've had to do this video. And I got to take Mama out for Mama's Day food. By the way, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Check out Blaster Stash at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if we're going to have a show tonight. I'm thinking we're not because of schedule conflicts with everybody. But we'll be right back out there to you guys soon enough. Thanks for watching the show. Hey, guys, I don't have much else. If you haven't called your mother yet, call your mother. Call your mom. Just call your... Don't be that person. Call your mom. I'm going to go take my wife out to eat for Mother's Day because I bought her a car yesterday for Mother's Day. Yeah. It's actually a Jeep Compass. I was actually surprised how cool these things are. Like, we're a Jeep family. So, yeah. There's some randomness for you. Awkward talking. All right, guys. Take it easy. Call your mom. Bye.